Hey, I hope everyone's been well. I'm just going to be doing a voiceover, one of the workouts on my 5-day split. And in this workout, I'm going to be training shoulders and back. Shoulders and back have been the muscle groups I'm trying to focus on this bulk. And the reason for that is from the last competition, when I look back, I feel like my lats didn't have the width, and also my shoulders needed a bit more oomph. They needed to pop a bit more. First exercise, we're doing the shoulder lateral raises. Basically, that's just going to build up the side delt. I start off with 5 sets and going for around 10 to 15 reps. Before we start the workout, I'm just warming up with a bit of cardio, doing a bit of rotator cuff work. Rotator cuff work just allows us to warm up really well, warm up our joints so we don't really get any pain when we start the workout. After lateral raises, doing a dumbbell shoulder press, and I was trying to get 8. I believe I got 5 or 6. You want to try and lift as heavy as possible. Try to go for your progressive overload. But say you don't get the reps that you aim for, or you don't have a spotter to help you through with those last few reps, what I like to do, I like to drop the weight and then just add 8 to 10 reps with a lower weight and just burn out the muscle. But if that does happen, I tend to back the weight back down and sort of work with the weight, which I can get 8 to 10 reps for it. The next is rear delts. Rear delts are important. I didn't really understand this. I did sort of skip out a lot of rear delt work earlier on in my training years. But I'm realizing the importance of rear delt work right now. It's because when you do spread your lats, looking from the back, if you don't really have good rear delts, your back is not going to look as good as if you have really overpowering rear delts. Rear delts do look really good when you're nice and lean and you do a back shot. So don't throw them out of your routine. Try to incorporate them as much as possible. And you know, it does overpower you against another guy. Again, with all these movements, I'm going for around 10 to 15 reps, 4 to 5 sets on each exercise. I did get a pretty black clip of the Smith Machine shoulder press, but the Smith Machine just allows you to just focus on mind-muscle connection when you're doing the exercise, because the weight has a path to follow and you really don't have to balance the weight up too much. It just allows you to get a better mind-muscle connection. The next, we start getting into our back movements. For the back movements, we're just doing a single arm row, and with this, try to stretch out the lat at the end of the movement all the way, and when you do sort of contract it, try to hold a contraction for a second. These feel really good. Try to pick a weight which actually challenges you, and same thing, we're doing a single arm vertical pull down, and it just is a little bit better than a normal lat pull down using the bar. If you use a lat pull down bar, basically you won't get a full contraction just because your chest will get in the way. Whereas if you do it with one hand, you're able to get a better contraction as you're able to go further down into the movement. Again, this is all 10 to 15 reps, 4 to 5 sets. Again, just sticking with this theme of, you know, building up the shoulders. We're doing traps, and I don't train traps as much because I find that I get a lot of neck pain when I do train traps. And in the past, I've just relied on deadlifts or rack pulls to bring up my traps. But this time around, I have been just adding a couple of movements for traps into my routine, and this is one of them, which is machine shrug. I try not to go too heavy, and I'm just, you know, squeezing out the reps. Again, I have been training in the morning, so this is a workout, you know, right after getting up. I probably had a handful of almonds, and then just had a bit of pre-workout and went down to the gym. But again, I'm just looking forward to cutting down. I think I've been in this bulk for around 26, 25 weeks. And lastly, we just finished off with a bit of ab rope crunches. Honestly, this is like the best ab movement out there. This movement just gives you the best contraction. You want to pick a pretty heavy weight. Try to come down and sort of crunch up into a ball as much as possible. That will help you really get a good contraction in your abs. Normally these days I try to keep my shirt on, and I don't take my shirt out at all. I guess these photos will be good to sort of look back on once I'm a little leaner, but this is just how I'm looking. And yeah, I'm sitting at around 73 kilos at this point in time. It's the heaviest I've ever been, so I'm kind of excited to cut down and sort of see the progress we made during this walk. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Didn't really get too many other clips here and there. I just really recorded this video this week, but I do still prefer taking you guys through the day and having a few extra clips here and there. But this was just purely a voiceover I guess the video was a little important just to share what I actually am focusing on. But yeah, that's all for today, and I hope you guys have a good week ahead. I'll catch you in the next one.